Here at Whataburger, we're getting into the Christmas spirit, so I'm going to show you how to make your very own Whataburger inspired ornaments out of clay for your Christmas tree.
For this project, you will need a black pen, a permanent marker, a hot glue gun, and a pair of scissors, ornament hooks, or you can use paper clips, garage sale labels, a block of modeling clay, whatever brand you use, just make sure that it's oven-baked clay, a small piece of yellow tissue paper, and something with a sharp edge that you can use to cut the clay. You will also need small paintbrushes and acrylic paint in the following colors. For the color of the hamburger buns, I'm going to mix together a yellow, an off-white, and a little bit of orange. You'll also need a rolling pin, but if you're like me and don't own a rolling pin, you can use any sort of glass bottle or something with a smooth, rounded edge. For instance, I used my Whataburger tumbler. You'll also need to print out these stencils available on our website. The first thing we're going to do is take our block of clay and cut it into 6 equal parts. Then we'll take each of those 6 parts and roll them into balls of clay. Again, you will do this 6 times. Next, we'll take our quote-unquote rolling pin, or if you're like me, something with a smooth, rounded edge, and we're going to roll our 6 balls of clay into essentially pancakes. Each pancake should be somewhere between 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch in thickness. Now we're going to start using our stencils. You'll cut out the first shape, which we'll be using to make French fries. Simply place the stencil on one of our rolled out pieces of clay, and using a sharp cutting tool, follow along the edges. Once you've finished using the stencil, place the paper to the side, but don't throw it away because you'll need a logo later on. Remove all your excess clay and place it to the side. Next, we'll take a paper clip or an ornament hook and bend it slightly in the middle and place it on the back of our ornament. You can use some of the excess clay to mold it into place. Next, we'll make our Whataburger cup, which will be pretty much the exact same steps as our French fries, and you'll want to be sure to keep the piece of paper so that you can use the logo later on. This time, with your excess clay, you're going to take it and roll it into a tiny straw, and then mold it into the back of your ornament. The next ornament we're making is the classic #1 Whataburger with cheese. Cut out all the stencil shapes aside from the circle. The oval that we're stenciling out is what we're going to place all of our ingredients from bun to bun on top of. Using our excess clay, you'll roll up 3 small balls to use for tomatoes, 4 smaller balls to use for pickles, and then we'll need a flat piece so that we can make our onions. Using a thumb or finger, press down on each of the balls to flatten them out. Then, using a sharp edge, cut out 4 square pieces for our diced onions. After putting a hook on the oval backing, we're going to place our burger ingredients from bottom to top, starting with the bottom bun, followed by cheese, patty, diced onions, 4 pickles, 3 tomatoes, lettuce, which we will paint mustard on, and our top bun. You can also use the flat edge of your cutting utensil to add some texture to the ingredients on your burger. The last stencil we'll be using is the circle, which we'll be using to make Whataburger order stickers. For this tutorial, I'm only making 3, but if you have more clay, you can make as many as you'd like. And the last step before painting is to bake your clay ornaments at 275 for 22 minutes. After all of your ornaments are out of the oven and cooled off, you're going to paint them with a white base coat. After your base coat dries, you can start with your stickers. I'm going to paint the first sticker a bright yellow, the second one a bright green, and the last one a bubblegum pink. I'm going to give each of my stickers 2 coats of paint. Next, I'm going to use a bright yellow to paint the back of the French fries. And while that dries, I'm going to give my Whataburger cup a second coat of white paint. Then I'm going to go back to the French fries and also do a second coat of white paint. Next, I'm going to do a couple of gold lines on the yellow of the French fries. This will give it a little bit of an illusion of depth. Now, using a really thin paintbrush, I'm going to go through and do the orange lines on both the Whataburger cup and the French fries. If you're not comfortable painting these lines, you can always get an orange paint marker. Next, using that same bubblegum pink, I'm going to paint a little bit of pink at the top of my cup because my personal favorite is the Whataburger strawberry shake. Now we can start on our burger while the other one's dry. I recommend starting from the bottom and working your way up to the top. First, we'll start with the special bun color that we made at the beginning of the tutorial, followed by a bright yellow for cheese, a burgundy or a dark brown for the all-beef patty. You don't have to, but I prefer to do a second coat of white on top of the diced onions. Next, a bold green for our pickles, a bright red for our tomatoes. The same bright green that I used for the sticker, I will use for the lettuce. Be sure to let the lettuce dry before you use a bold yellow to paint mustard on top of the lettuce. And lastly, using the same bun color, you'll paint the very top of the bun, and remember, no sesame seeds. After making sure that all of our other ornaments are dry, you can use the permanent marker to go in and add sticker labels and details onto all the ornaments. This is also when you can cut out and use hot glue to glue down your logos on top of your French fries and your strawberry shake. After you finish using your permanent marker on your burger, you can use hot glue to glue it down to the yellow tissue paper to give it the effect of coming in a wrapper. This is also when the garage sale labels come in handy. If you stick them down, you can write down special orders or just fun little sayings.